All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our May product webinar. My name is Parikh. I'm the CEO of Bandwango, and I also run the product team. Really excited about this webinar today because we're going to be introducing our Experience Builder 2.0, which is months and months of work from the product and engineering teams, taking all the feedback and making some pretty significant updates to our system. Quick agenda of the things that we're going to be going through today. There is a lot of information that we'll be going through today. This webinar will be available as a recorded one after this as well. So I'll start by just giving you a little bit of background and an introduction to the new Experience Builder platform and what the rollout's going to look like for all of you. We're going to talk about a really new, exciting feature, which is Bandwango messaging, where we have completely revamped how you can communicate with your pass holders. And then I'm going to talk about some new enhancements we've made into the current system, including adding audio and video into your passes, the ability to add additional check-ins, as well as new settings on those check-ins. We're going to talk about a brand new promotion section that you're going to have access to very shortly, as well as a brand new settings section. And then we're going to end by just talking to you about what's coming and what's ahead with all of the new development that we are creating. So first and foremost, really excited to introduce Experience Builder 2.0. As a lot of you know, in Q4 of 2024, we released the first ever self-service version of our pass building system. Ever since then, we've been actively listening to customers, going through all the tickets that are coming in through the messenger and the platform, and we've taken all of this feedback, and for the past about 6 months now, we've been hard at work at building a next generation UI and UX. This is really designed to make things quicker, easier, and more intuitive for all of our customers. So what does it mean for all of you in terms of the rollout plan? Well, first and foremost, over the next couple weeks, you're going to start to see some changes in the system when you log in. For a short amount of time, as we are making this full transition into the 2.0 system, you will be seeing a mixed UI between the current system and the new system. That being said, you will also have access to brand new features that you did not have access to before. So let me first show you what that looks like and some of the changes you're going to be seeing. So when you first log in within the next 2 weeks, everything's going to look pretty normal from the get-go. The first thing you might notice is we reorganized the menu just slightly, just to better mimic the menu in the new system when you access that. In this system, all the pages that you're used to seeing, you're typically going to see here. So passes and places and things and prizes. But you'll quickly notice you're going to start to see some new sections: messaging, promotions, customers, and segments. What's going to happen when you access these new sections? It's going to bring you into the completely new system that I'm going to show you in just a moment. So just be aware, when you do log in within the next 2 weeks, you will see a slightly different organized menu on the left navigation. Many of the sections will look exactly the same when you click on them, but certain ones are going to take you into the brand new platform that I'm going to be showing you in just a moment. And so with the brand new platform, let me just go ahead and share my screen again here. We want to talk about a handful of new things that we've really done to make your experience with our system better and easier. So first, we're going to talk about pass holder engagement. We have completely rebuilt how you're going to be able to communicate with your pass holders in Experience Builder 2.0. What this means is a brand new set of functionality that we're calling Bandwango messaging. This is really designed to allow you to provide more personalized outreach to drive better engagement and marketing for your pass holders. There's 3 new sections that I'm going to be showing you in the new platform. Those 3 sections are called segments, customers, and messaging. These are features and sections you have not ever seen. You don't have access to them in the current system. So these are going to be brand new functionality that you're going to see in the new system. So first, let's start with segments. Customer segments is a really new and powerful feature that we have built that allows you to essentially slice and dice your pass holders along many different criteria so that you can communicate with these different segments in different ways. So as I'm going to show you in a moment here, there's two main features that I want to focus on in this new segments section. First is when you're defining a customer segment, you're going to be able to define them as a meets all or a at least one criteria. What that basically means, if you see on the right-hand side over here, next to this plus icon, there's 7 different conditions initially that we're going to allow you to define your customer segments upon. So when I say meets all versus meets at least one, what that basically means is you might say, I want to create a segment of customers that have signed up or purchased a certain type of pass and have this many redemptions. That would be a meets all criteria, meaning they must meet all of the criteria you're defining to be included in a segment, versus a meets at least one criteria would say, I want to create a segment of customers that either have signed up or purchased this item or have signed up or purchased this item. And so the difference between meets all and at least one is basically an and versus an or statement when you're defining your actual segment. Now, this is really powerful because as we've been listening to customers and understanding the different types of customers and pass holders that you want to send messages to that meet certain requirements, we've defined 7 different conditions that you can essentially slice and dice your customers against. Those conditions are item purchase, meaning what specific passes or items has the customer purchased or signed up for, total pass redemptions, total pass points for your gamified points, for your gamified passes, pass expiration, defining when passes are going to expire, custom field values. So if you're asking very specific questions on your checkout and you want to filter or segment customers by those answers, you'll be able to do that by custom field values, promotions, and also locations. You can create segments for customer locations based on country, state, province, city, or postal and zip code. And so that's a really cool and powerful feature with segments. Now, with those segments, another section is going to be called customers. So this is a page in the new system that's going to allow you to view and export all of your pass holders. Here, you're going to be able to filter by segment, and you're going to be able to export these customer lists into a CSV file, which will give you customer name, email, phone number, segment, and then we're also going to give you the last order date, the total number of orders, and the total dollars spent if you're doing any paid passes. Soon, we're going to be releasing a customer profile page where you will be able to view and edit your customer profiles. And so you start by creating segments, then you can identify which customers fall within these segments, including the ability to export these customers into a CSV. If you want to export into a CSV, that's going to be used if you want to bring that into your own email marketing systems. All of this work is going to be paving the way for integrations that we're going to be creating, which is going to allow you to integrate these customer segments into your third-party email marketing systems, for example, like MailChimp and ActOn and other systems like that. Now, once you've defined a segment and you understand which customers are in your segments, our new multi-channel messaging feature is going to allow you to really communicate with these customers in those segments. So a couple of the key features of the messaging functionality is, one, you're going to be able to choose between 3 different message types. That includes email, SMS or text message, and in-pass feeds. Now, email and SMS are going to require that those customers have opted in to receive those communications. However, in-pass feeds will not require any type of opt-in and will essentially be a message that you can send to pass holders directly within the mobile pass. Within this feature and functionality, you can include as well as exclude segments. That's what allows you to get really, really personalized and focused on targeting very specific customers. You will be able to send test messages before you send the actual messages out. You will be able to schedule messages to be sent out at a future date and time. Additionally, you'll be able to set messages to be single or repeating. And lastly, there's going to be a brand new performance tab for emails to help you understand deliverability and opens for these. Let's take a look at what this actually looks like in the system. So what I mentioned earlier, when you access the new system, you're going to see a mixed UI. What that basically means is when you're going to click on some of these new sections you see, you're actually going to be taken to the brand new system. So what you see here is the brand new UI for Experience Builder 2.0. And what the system is designed to do is be much quicker, be much more intuitive, and be easier for you to actually be able to navigate while you're working in the platform. So as we're working through the system, let's first start with segments. So I mentioned that segments allows you to essentially slice and dice your pass holders in a lot of different ways. And so here's an example of a segment I created earlier where I applied a couple conditions of item purchased and a location condition. So in this case, you'll notice that I set up this segment to say, give me customers that have signed up for this specific pass and that are located within this specific zip code. And so as you're working in the system, you're really going to be able to generate and define a lot of different segments in many different ways. So let's just go ahead and create a test segment here. And here, let's say meets all, where I essentially want to create a segment of pass holders that have signed up or purchased this gamified pass anytime. You can also define purchase date range or days since purchase. So as you get into this, you're going to see that there's a lot of flexibility in how you can actually create these segments. And so I'll say, I want to target pass holders that have purchased or signed up for this pass, but also I want to target pass holders that maybe have redeemed that same pass more than one time. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be any customers in this actual segment, but what I want to highlight here is you have a lot of flexibility now in how you can start to define these types of segments and the types of customers that are within these actual segments. So now once you've defined the segment, you'll notice here there is one customer in the segment. If I go ahead and click on View Customers, you're now going to be able to see the specific customer that meets the segment. If you wanted to export that customer list that matches the segment, you can click on the Export CSV button, and that'll export a CSV of that customer list for you directly in a CSV format. And now once you've sort of defined these customers in these segments, the messaging tool becomes incredibly powerful for you to be able to send targeted messages to these pass holders. And so let's just come over here and go ahead and click on New Message. When you do that, we're going to do a little pop-up that's going to allow you to define the message. However, before that, let's just look at this table here. This is where you're going to be able to see all of your messages and the status of all of those. Some of them are going to be in a sent status. Some have been actually scheduled. Others might still be in a draft status, meaning you have not yet scheduled that message to be sent out. If I go ahead and click on New Message, let's just call this Test Message Product Webinar. The first thing you're going to be able to do is pick the type of message you want to send, whether it's an email, an in-pass message, or a text message. So for this, let's just go ahead and click on Text Message and click Create. This is going to allow you to now compose the message. You'll notice over here, these are variables that you'll see on the right side that we're automatically going to provide to you from the get-go. And let's just go ahead and say this is a test message, and let's copy the first name. And this is just for internal message management. And let's go ahead and save those changes. So now that I've created this internal text message I'm going to send, this is where you can define which recipients you would like to receive this actual test message. So if I click on Add Segment, you're now going to see the segments that we had created before. So here's a test segment product webinar. And maybe I want to include that segment in this list. You'll now see this segment is included and there's one person in the segment. Now let's just say I had another segment that I wanted to exclude. So maybe a good example of this would be, give me all customers that have purchased or signed up for a specific pass, but exclude customers that are located in my home state. because maybe you want to try to target and send a message to out-of-state pass holders. This include and exclude functionality gives you a tremendous amount of power to target very specific customers that you want to send messages to. And so you'll be able to very easily include and exclude these segments. Down here below, you'll get some details about the message that you're crafting, including the ability to edit the content and the body of that message at any time. And if I come up above here, there's two key things I want to point out. One, you're always going to be able to send a test message to yourself before you send this stuff out. So if you go ahead and go text message, I'm going to go ahead and send myself a test. Once I click on send, I will receive in a moment on my phone a text message, and I just got it. So let me just go ahead and pull this up and just show you what I just received on my phone. So right here, you'll notice I just got a text message that says this is a test message Mo, because you'll notice again, I did use a dynamic variable, which is right over here, customer first name, where when I got the text message, it says this is a test message Mo, and then access your pass. This will give you, if you do have a live pass, when you sent yourself a test, you will see that link right there to your pass, and then you'll see an opt-out link to allow your pass holders to opt out to receive this type of messaging. So really cool that you can send test messages before this stuff goes out. The second thing is you can schedule messages. So this is really powerful because you can schedule your messages to be sent a single time, where you can set the date and the time that you'd like this message to be sent out. We're always going to default to 15 minutes from now. However, you can change that to be a minute from now if you wanted to. Ignore this charge partner here. This is only for internal use. You will not see this when you access it. And you can choose to send a message either one time, or you can send messages to customers multiple times. You can define when you want it to start. You can define how often you want to send a message out to the customers, every 10 hours, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years. If you choose 5, you can define every 5 days I want to send a message to these customers within the segments. You can define whether you want to send a message only once to a customer, or if you want to send that message again to the same pass holder. The reason you would use this once per customer type of feature is if you say only send it once per customer, what that would basically do is every time you send that message a second, third, fourth time, it would essentially be sent to new customers that have entered your segment since the last time it was sent. If you choose once per customer, that would be no, then every customer in the segment would receive that message every time you have a message sent again to those customers. And so again, you'll see this functionality not only for text messages, but the same functionality you'll be able to see for your email over here. Not only will you be able to send a test email to yourself if you have not yet scheduled it. If I come to a draft email, you will be able to very similarly schedule an email to be sent out to your pass holders either one time or multiple times. The next thing I want to cover is if you have actually scheduled an email to be sent out, and let's actually go to a message and let's schedule a message right here. So let's just say you schedule a message to be sent on the 28th at 10:40 a.m. First thing to note is before a message to be sent out, you can always cancel it. So if you scheduled a message and has not yet been sent out, you will be able to cancel that send at any time. And then secondly, before the message gets sent out, the system will automatically recalculate the customers in those segments that will be receiving that message. So if there was a mistake or you said, I don't actually want to send this message out, you can always cancel it. And then before the message gets sent out, we will recalculate for you the customers that are going to receive that message. Lastly, once the message has actually been sent out, you will now see a performance tab show up here. What this performance tab is designed to do is give you some analytics that tells you how many people was this message actually sent to. You will get red notifications, how many actually saw it, and then you'll get the list of pass holders that actually received the message that you sent this to. This is a feature we will be expanding over time to include, for example, things like link clicks. But for right now, you will at least be able to see some high-level performance of your email campaigns that you're sending out from the system for these messages. So again, really exciting new feature and functionality here. We're recapping. You will be able to define segments. Your segments can be defined along many, many different criteria. For those segments, you'll be able to view the customers that are in those segments. You will be able to export a CSV of those customers, and then you will be able to send messages either via email, text message, or in pass feeds to those actual customers that get sent out from the actual platform. So based on that, I'm going to quickly pause for a second and just check to see if anyone has any questions here about this new functionality. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on. So I don't see any questions here. As we go through this, please feel free to ask questions. Throw in questions in the chat in big marker, and we'll answer them as they come through. So let's go ahead and continue now onto some new functionality. All right. So moving on, a new enhancement we've also made to the platform is now the ability to add audio and video into your passes as well as in individual places. As many of you probably know, this has been a capability of the system. However, historically, you've had to submit a ticket request for our team to actually do it for you. So really happy to announce that we have now enabled this functionality for our customers. This will be released to all of you within the next few weeks as our team goes through this stuff, and we're doing some internal training and knowledge base articles on this right now. But you are now going to be able to add video and audio into your passes within the self-service system. So starting with video, there's going to be three upload types of video that you're going to be able to add into your passes. You will be able to put in a YouTube link, you'll be able to do a Vimeo link, or you will be able to upload an actual video in the system. Videos are going to be able to be placed within two parts of the actual mobile pass that I'm going to be showing you in just a moment. The first will be on the list of places within the mobile pass. This would be defined within the pass builder, as you see on the screenshot to the right over here. And then secondly, you will be able to create place-specific video and audios for your mobile passes. One important note regarding this, right now, when you place video and audio on the place level, that will appear in all passes that the place is within. We have not yet built the ability to create video and audio specifically in a specific pass for a place. So just keep in mind that if you do add video or audio for a place, it will show up in all passes that the place is in. In terms of audio, you will be able to upload 4 different file types for audio. That's MPG, OGG, WAV, and M4A types of audio. Similarly, you will be able to place audio in 2 areas in the actual pass on the places list page. As you see on the right here, that would also be accessed via the pass builder. And then you will be able to, similarly as video, do this on specific place listings. And the same thing, just to reiterate, if you do place audio or video in places, that will appear in all passes that the place is actually within. So let me show you exactly what this looks like. So if I come into the current system, so in the current pass builder, if you're on the details page, once this is released, you're going to see a show advanced section in the details part of the pass builder. If I go ahead and click on show advanced, you'll now see 2 new sections, one being video and the second being audio clip. So let's start with video so I can show you what that looks like here. And let's just call this test product webinar video. And I'm going to just go ahead and pull up a YouTube link. Similarly, as I mentioned, you can do a Vimeo embed or you can upload a video file. And if I go ahead and click save over here, and I'm going to load my pass on the screen just so I can show you what this is going to look like. So now if I go into my pass and I come into the actual pass where I just embedded the video, what you're now going to see is a video appear right over here below the pass description section that allows pass holders now play a video directly within your actual pass. Similarly, if you wanted to remove that video altogether, you come back to Show Advanced. You simply remove that link, click on that save, and that will then remove the video altogether from the pass. Pulling that back up again, now you'll notice there's no video that shows up over here. In terms of audio, if you wanted to add audio into your pass, similarly click Advanced. We're just going to say Product Webinar Audio here as the title. Let's just go ahead and upload an audio clip. So we've got a file example there. Now clicking on save in terms of this audio clip, I'm just going to come back here and put a title in. If you don't put a title under the audio, it's going to just put the file name of the audio. So if I just do Product Webinar Audio, go ahead and save that. Again, now if I come back into my pass, you're now going to see an audio clip has now appeared in the pass that can be played right over there. It will show you a status indicator. We currently we haven't yet put in the ability to fast forward and change parts of the clip. One of the reasons being is we're looking into now ways where you can award points if somebody listens to the whole audio clip. But for right now, you will see the audio embedded like that. And then lastly, you can put both video and audio into here if you wanted to. So if I again just did this, go ahead and put that link in and click on save. You will see in the actual pass itself again, now there is going to be both a video and an audio clip that will show up on your pass. So this is pass level audio and video, which as I was mentioning earlier, on the places to go list, you're able to place audio and video right over here. The second section that you're going to be able to place audio and video is specifically on a place level. So now here, if I go ahead and edit a place over here, under place customization, similarly, you're going to see a show advanced. This will give you that same UI where you'll see this video and audio section. And again, if I was to go ahead and save this audio on one of these locations, in this case, ACAC Farm and Market, and here, if I came into my pass again, and now I'm in the ACAC Farm and Market, you'll see that video has now showed up right over there. Similarly, you can do the exact same thing we talked about with the audio. You can come back here, add a audio clip here, upload that file just like we just did a moment ago. And now specifically for a place, you will similarly be able to add audio to the place levels. Again, pulling up my pass over there, you'll see that I do now have an audio clip that shows up right over here. Now just reiterating again, now that I have placed video and audio on the place, this will show up in any pass that this place is in. So please just keep that in mind as you're using this new feature and functionality. So that's the way that you can do audio and video. The last thing I will note, we have added, I believe, audio and video, the same thing over here on the place edits. Just like you saw on the pass builder, same thing you see over here. And you'll notice that that same video and audio I added is also showing up right over here in your places to go management section. So that's an overview of how the new video and audio functionality looks. Again, once all of this is released for customers, you will start to see all of those features appear. I'm going to pause for a second and just check to see if anyone has any questions on this part. Nope, let's go ahead and keep going. All right. Another feature request or another thing that we get a lot of tickets on, this is capabilities that were available in the system, but you needed to request our team do it for you, is we have now created the ability for you to add additional check-ins into your gamified passes. A lot of our customers want to add additional check-ins into their gamified passes to essentially drive more pass holder engagement, give pass holders additional opportunities to earn points in the gamified passes. So one good example of this would be the default check-in might be simply check into the location in order to earn 10 points, but maybe you want to add an additional incentive, which is spend $10 and earn an additional 10 points. Now you're going to be able to add additional check-ins into your passes, which I'll show you in just a moment here. As a reminder, when you do create your gamified passes in the platform, the first check-in is automatically created for you, but now you will be able to add additional check-ins, as I mentioned, to further reward your pass holders. With these additional check-ins, we've also added some more customizable settings on these check-ins and also for coupons. So now you can actually customize the pre-check-in and post-check-in button labels. So as I'll show you in the mobile pass in a moment here, historically, when you have a check-in and somebody wants to actually check in, the button to allow somebody to check in just says check in. You can now customize what that button label looks like, and after they've checked in, you can also customize what the button label looks like after that. Additionally, we've added the ability for you to define repeated use check-ins. If you want to reward a customer for checking in multiple times, you can define frequencies that the customer is allowed to check in. We have added the ability for you to add blackout dates to your check-ins. And then on the coupon side, which I'll show you in just a moment, we have now added the ability for coupons for you to add a various amount of validation options, including GPS, PIN number, and QR code scans in order to validate the usage of a coupon. So let's jump out again and show you what this actually looks like. So if I come back over here in that same pass I've been working on, and I come to the pass builder for that pass, if we go ahead and look at one of these check-ins, as I mentioned, you'll now have additional settings over here. So if I come over here and scroll down to the check-in section, you'll notice there's a show advanced over here. What this will do is open up those advanced sections. So one, the pre-button check-in label and the post-button check-in label. So what that actually means, I'm going to first pull up a one that doesn't have this override. In this example, when you click on check-in, you notice this button over here which says check-in. By default, that's the word that we've used. However, on this one, and this is for ACEC Farm and Market, I've now created an override for that check-in label. Eat here to earn points, and then once you've actually, I ate here for the check-in label, and then once you've checked in, putting the word yummy on there. So if I load the pass again, you'll notice here, if I go ahead and go to that check-in, now you'll notice this button says I ate here, which is the pre-check-in button label. If I go ahead and actually check in with that code, you'll now notice the button label is going to change, and that's actually going to say yummy after I've actually checked in this location. It looks like my phone is frozen a little bit here, but let's just pull it out of here, come back, let me reload this guy. Go. There we go. So now after I've checked in, you'll notice this is going to say yummy over there after I've checked in. So now you are going to have the ability to change that pre and post check-in button label. Additionally, if we keep scrolling down over here, you'll notice there's another two sections here. You can now define your check-ins to be repeated every day, every month, every hour, every week. This is to incentivize revisits at your local places. And you're able to now add blackout dates, and you can add multiple ranges for when checkouts are actually blacked out. A lot of times we have customers that maybe want to black out check-ins when there's special events or certain things occurring, or if you want to incentivize people to visit your places during weekdays, you can add these blackout dates now directly within your pass builder. So that's on the check-in side. Now, the other thing is on coupons specifically. So if I come into the things section of the pass builder, and let's say I want to look at a coupon for one of these locations. On the coupon edit page, if you scroll down, you're now going to see a redemption validation toggle. What this is going to allow you to do is create a redemption validation method for your coupons. So traditionally, when we had coupons in our system, we didn't really gate the usage of a coupon, meaning a customer could redeem a coupon without having any type of validation behind it. We've gotten a lot of requests from customers wanting to add a validation method to these coupons. And so we've now added the ability for when you're creating or managing your coupons, you can say, in order for a customer to redeem this coupon, they have to enter in a PIN number, or they have to be within a quarter-mile radius of the actual business, or they need to scan a QR code at the location. The reason that customers sometimes want to put these validation methods is to get a bit better data to ensure that the customer is at the location when they use these actual coupons, which is why we've decided to go ahead and add in redemption validation methods for those coupons over here. The validation that you see on the phone will be pretty much exactly what you would see when there's a PIN validation or a GPS validation for your check-ins. It'll be the exact same UI, except this would now apply to actual coupons in the system. All right, moving right along here. The next section that you're going to be seeing in the next few weeks is we've also now introduced a brand new promotions section into Experience Builder 2.0. This is created in order to greatly simplify the user experience for creating promotions. Promotions are used for paid experiences. And so when you do want to do a dollar or percent discount on an item, here you're going to be able to define order limits, i.e. the maximum number of items a promotion can apply to across the order. You're going to be able to define active promotion dates. So for example, if you wanted to run a Black Friday special, if you wanted to run a holiday campaign, you can define the promotion. You can say this is only valid for the week before and the week during Christmas. You can set it up early. You can start marketing it, but people will not be able to use these promo codes until that actual date. And then we've introduced a couple of conditions in terms of these promotions where you can require certain items be in the customer's cart in order to use the promotion, and a minimum order total condition, i.e. This promotion only applies if you spend $50 or more. So let's jump out and show you what this is actually going to look like. Again, you might start in the old system right over here. You're going to see this new section called Promotions. This will take you into the brand new Experience Builder Promotions page. And here, if you go ahead and click on New Promotion, and let's just call it Test Product Webinar Promo, and go ahead and create, that's going to now take you to the Promotion Setup page where you can define which channel this promotion applies to. You'll have specific items in your channel. You can define the dollar or the percentage discount. You can define how many of these items you want to allow this promotion to apply to. You'll be able to define and apply limit if you want to specify the maximum number of items this promotion can apply to. You'll be able to define date ranges for what date ranges you want this to be applied to. So maybe today you wanted to maybe set something up for the holiday season. So maybe you said, I want this to be a December promotion. You can come over here and set it for that range. And then here I mentioned you can define different conditions. You can say, maybe this promotion applies to these different products, but they have to at least have this specific item in their cart in order to use this promotion, or there's a minimum order amount this promotion can actually apply to. And then lastly, you can add codes. Either you can define a code, so you might want to say winter 2025, and you can say that this can be used 1,000 times. Alternatively, you can have our system bulk generate codes for you. You can say that these are all single-use codes, but I want to create 100 of them. If you do that, our system will automatically generate single-use codes for you. And then you're going to be able to export these codes as a CSV. And then lastly, you can upload codes as a CSV file if you'd like. We talk a little bit about the format that we'd like the upload to be in when you upload these codes into the system. So really great new promotion section to allow you to not only create and manage your own promotions, but also schedule them to be active during certain holiday periods or certain promotional periods for when you want these to be live. So that is the new promotions section. I'm going to pause again for a moment here and just check if there's any questions here. We have a question. Can you have different validation types for coupons within the same pass? Jessica, yes, you absolutely can. So you can define validation types on the coupon level. And so you can have them all be the same, or you can make them different within the same pass. So you do have that flexibility in the actual system to be able to do that. I hope that answers that question. Any other questions, please feel free to show them, put them into the Q&A section of the webinar. So we're going to keep going here. All right. The last section is a big change you're going to see is settings. So in the old system, you saw a section called settings here at the bottom that allow you to change some of your colors and your images and your policies and your distance units and all of those types of things. When this is all released for you and you click on settings, this is going to take you to a brand new settings section in Experience Builder 2.0. So as you can see, we have better organized these sections for you, where there's a general tab where you define your organization name, your legal name, your website, your contact information, your location, a customization tab that's going to allow you to customize your add to home screen icons, your colors, and other information there, your images, your emails. This does include a new uploader. We've got a lot of feedback about the uploaders and also image sizes. We will also give you recommended image sizes over here to tell you what size we'd really like to see in the system. And the new uploader is much simpler, where it simply brings a browse screen here instead of the many, many clicks in the current system for these uploads. Monetization is used for customers that are creating paid experiences in our platform, where you'll be able to define your currency and sales tax if you want to have that applied. Domains will let you set up your CNAME and your custom subdomains within the system, very much like you can do in the current system, including the ability to view the special instructions on how you set this up and download those instructions. Team is where you will be able to invite your other teammates into the platform. If you do this, those teammates will receive an invitation email into the platform. So if they go ahead and if you click on send invitation, those teammates will actually receive an email from our system that will give them an invite directly into the new platform. And so if I show you what that looks like this on my phone. So I just invited a new user. It'll invite them, and then when they click on accept invitation, it'll allow your teammate to set up their account in the Bandwango system by setting up their password and creating that account to give them access into the platform. Policies will allow you to define and customize your global terms and conditions, your global privacy policy, and your global refund policy. Again, this is used if you are doing paid passes. And then on your account, you will be able to set up your profile. You'll notice there is an avatar section here. We encourage you to add in a photo. The reason being, we are going to be introducing a brand new way for you to request inventory from local businesses, which will include our platform, be able to send invitations. I'll show you that in just a moment. So you'll see that section over here. And then security and access will let you adjust and update your password directly from this section. So this is going to be the brand new settings section that you're going to see in Experience Builder 2.0. Pause for a moment there and just check for any questions. Nope. All right. I know I've gone through a lot of information here. As I mentioned, this webinar is recorded. You will have access to this webinar. Once these features are released for all of you, there will be accompanying knowledge base articles. As always, our team will be available to you via our live chat to make this easier for you to use the new features that we are building. So I want to end by just talking about what's ahead. As you can see, we've been very hard at work at creating this next generation UI and UX to make the system quicker, easier for all of our customers. Our product engineering team is working very hard right now to finish all of the remaining sections so that we can fully transition you over into Experience Builder 2.0. A couple of things of what's coming ahead is a new Places UI is coming very quickly. A new Prizes UI is coming very quickly. Here's a quick sneak peek of those. So these are actually done, but they're in testing right now. So the new way that you're going to be managing your places in the system looks like this. This is your new place manager. This will make it a lot easier for you to manage your places, to be able to customize places within your pass builder, to manage your check-in codes, and to add admins for your local businesses. You will be able to edit your profile of all your places over here, and you will be able to sync your Google Place information as well directly from this section. In addition, the new prize manager has also been complete. This is where you will be able to create brand new prizes in the system with a much more simple and intuitive UI. This will allow you to build and manage your prizes directly within the platform and with this brand new UI, including managing inventory and limits and variants on your prizes very easily in the actual system. So all of these sections are done. The team is now working on final new sections. Activities, we got a lot of feedback about the word things. So that is being renamed to activities. We're going to manage all of your coupons and vouchers and check-ins and tastings and all of those activities. Channels is being worked on now from a final design phase. Pass Builder is being completely redesigned to make it easier for all of you to actually use. And then a really exciting new feature that's coming to all of our customers is a new feature that we're calling requests. Now, this is something our internal team has actually been using for quite some time when we're onboarding your local businesses into your passes. We're creating a brand new way for you to be able to easily invite and request activities from your local businesses into your passes. So this is going to allow you to create requests, to customize email drip sequences that go out to your local businesses, inviting them into your past programs. And then it'll also allow you to review and accept submissions into your passes, including, as you see on the right here, a new performance section that'll let you see how many businesses have been invited, how many have accepted the invitation, how many have declined the invitation, and then any pending submissions that you need to review and accept into your passes. This is a really powerful way for you to create new pass programs and request inventory into these passes. And the last one I didn't mention here, but we will have a whole separate webinar on this within the next month or so, is some of you are using our brand new polls functionality. If you're not aware of polls, it's a really awesome way to create new pass holder engagement by allowing your pass holders to vote on their favorite places in your passes. One really cool example of polls that I always bring up is during the holiday season last year, we had a client create a downtown holiday window shopping experience where they drove customers to their downtown locations via a gamified check-in challenge, but then they had a poll that they created where they asked the pass holders to vote for their top 3 favorite holiday window decorations at those businesses, and the winning business won a co-op marketing package with the client. So right now, as some of you might know, you can request that our team set up polls for you via the Intercom Messenger and ticket submission. That's being actually finished this week and next week in the new Flux, in the new Experience Builder 2.0. And so that is something as well that's going to be coming your way. So I hope you can see that we are hard at work to making this platform easier, adding new features and new functionality for all of our customers. We are always listening. It's really important that we get feedback from you. So as we continue to build with you, any feedback is always welcomed. We love to hear what's working well, what's not working well, so that we can make improvements in the system. As you see here, that's my direct email. Please don't ever hesitate to directly email me. As I mentioned, I run the product engineering teams, and so I'm able to take your feedback, get it into the roadmap, and really help to make this all a reality. So with that being said, I sincerely appreciate all of you spending some time with us. I'm going to end and just quickly check if there's any other questions. I don't see that there are. As I mentioned, this webinar will be recorded. You will all have access to this recording. And again, I really appreciate all of you taking some time with me, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.